Hi guys, this is Rebecca, and I'm back with another reading today. I know it's been quite a little while since I've done one of these, and the reason for that is it's a lot. I just needed time to work on a lot of things on myself, and I was not in a place mentally to really do these again until now. I still don't know how frequently I'm going to be able to really do these. Probably not as much as I was before I took a break, but I'm hoping to get a little more frequent with it, so thank you to everybody that's here and that has watched any of these from me before. I appreciate it, and I really like doing these readings, and I would love to keep doing it, but there's a lot of things in my life that are making it very hard for me to have the time and energy to put into these. So I'm just doing everything I can, and as much as I'd love to do more, it's not possible with everything else I have. Hopefully in the future it can be, but it's going to take a lot of things to happen for that to be possible. But I will be doing these as much as I can. I just don't know how often that's going to be yet. So I can't promise how often I'll be putting a reading out, but like I said, I'm doing what I can. So this reading today is for the month of June. It's just going to be a general reading about kind of what you can expect in June, what any messages you need to hear about June, or anything involving the next month coming up. So I've got 3 groups again, like usual. I've already shuffled and drawn your cards for each group, the tarot and oracle. If I want to draw any extra message cards or anything like that, I've got them all piled up over here, and I will do so if I feel the need. It's been raining and kind of stormy all weekend, so that you probably hear it in the background. But it honestly kind of got me in more of the mood to do this, because the rain and storm kind of really makes me want to do this kind of thing. So that's what that noise is, if you can hear it in the background. So I got 3 groups, and to help you choose, I can show you, your cards here, and also I've got a crystal for each group to help you make that decision. So group 1, this is your top card here from your tarot deck. And then I've got a citrine crystal for you here. I'm trying to see if my camera will focus on it. Okay, so that's for you, group 1. And then group 2, got your cards here. And then I've got an amethyst crystal for you. Alright, so that's group 2. And then group 3. These are the back of your cards here. And then we've got this crystal here. I'm not quite sure what this one is. I think I got it in one of my deliveries of tarot cards. I'm not sure what it is, but I know that my cat loves it. And it's really pretty, it's very smooth and nice. So that one and your cards, so that's group 3. So you can decide however you want or need to. As usual, I will have the times for each group in the description, so you can click on whatever group you picked. And we're going to go ahead and get started with group number 1. Let me just put these off to the side, because I'm not moving the camera this time for my intro to my group's beginning, so I'll just leave this in this time. Alright, so group 1, we've got you with citrine crystal here. And as usual, I am listening to my music, so if I get a song that hits me in a special way that I feel like you should listen to for any lyrics or whatever, I will let you know. Alright, so I've got two tarot decks that I used for you. I asked for about 4 cards each, but a lot of them ended up giving me extra, but I took whatever felt like it needed to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out your tarot cards, and we'll see what we got here for you. So the first one we got is the Three of Wands. Oh, it's been a second, sorry. I forgot how to move my arm. Three of Wands here with this deck. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. These cards are very shiny. We've got the Two of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. And the Hierophant. And then your second tarot deck, we've got the Lovers. Got the Seven of Imps. Got the Eight of Imps. And the Two of Imps. And lastly here, the Emperor. So both your tarot decks wanted to give me an extra card. And I'm definitely feeling like just given the amount of major arcana here, with got the Lovers, the Emperor, the Hierophant, and the Wheel of Fortune, that I think you're going to have something pretty significant happening to you in June. Something that will affect your life a lot. That will cause a lot of things to be changing or to kind of start the cycle moving with that Wheel of Fortune. Plus we have the Two of Pentacles here, plus the Three of Wands, which makes me, again, kind of get that, like, beginning of a new cycle and a new journey kind of feeling for you. And this Nine of Swords is kind of making me feel like the end of the cycle before, where, like, this is the only sword that you've got in your tarot cards. So I think, like, with what actions are happening, and like maybe financially even, and in like personal relationships, I think you're moving a lot of things forward and shifting, but I think maybe mentally it takes you a little bit longer to kind of shift in that change. I feel like you kind of hang on to something, maybe something that is hard for you to let go of, that kind of like tries to really hold on, that is sad or really like just hard for you to let go of, and like it feels like you have to grieve it and mourn the loss. I don't know if it's gonna be like a person, like that's not, it doesn't have to mean that, but just like something you have to mourn and let go of and move on from. I think takes you a little bit longer than everything else. But there is going to be a lot of movement and like things happening, I guess, because all these imps, the 2, 7, and 8, that's like the same as wands. It's the fire suit. It's, you know, action and creativity and ideas and the momentum of going. So you've got the 2, 3, 7, and 8 of wands. So something new, like I said, is going to be going and starting a new journey, a new travel maybe, or just a whole new project beginning, or job, or something like that, or a new relationship maybe even. It could be either work relationship or personal, with it being like lovers and the Emperor. And then with this Hierophant up here, I'm really feeling like this is something that probably is more of like a creative project or endeavor, or maybe business related, because it feels like it's something that maybe you've been really working on or studying for, or putting a lot of your creative time and mind into to get going. And it does get started, and then it have the 7 and 8 of imps here that shows it moving down the line significantly. Alright, so let's look at your oracle cards and see what they can expand about this. Okay, so first oracle card I got is a 38 number. Is you are rare and free. There are not many like you. So whatever new thing is starting, I think, is going to be a very personal project for you. And like I said, something you've been working on and thinking about and wanting to do for a little bit. And it's going to be something I think that other people will see and kind of be like, wow, that's cool, or look at them for what they're doing. And the next card I got for you is Believe in Magic. Just open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are a part of nature, so you are magical too. Alright, so that feels tied into that. It's just, you are part of nature, you are magical, there's nobody like you, you are rare and free. And maybe this whole new thing that starts and moves forward is also very just freeing for you. Maybe it just gives you the sense of happiness or freedom that you've been wanting and looking for. And that's just something that takes you a minute to kind of handle, maybe, because if you went from something that wasn't so much like that, it's just a big flip to make. Okay, and then I've got number 30 here with the Juggler. I have to look up exactly what that was about, but that one makes me feel like you're gonna be juggling a few things for a while. If I can get the book. Like, this might not be something that as soon as it starts that you can, like, if it is a new kind of job or career, like, you can't just immediately let go of your previous job. Like, you might have to do both at the same time. But let me just see exactly what the book says about it. Yeah. There's many projects in the air, aspirations and inspirations everywhere. Action to take, commitments to make, and yet another will soon join the fray. Say yes, do not delay, it will all work out in the perfect way. There you go. So yeah, it is what I thought. It's like, and that might be also why the Nine of Swords is there, because when you're juggling a lot of things at once, it might feel a little overwhelming, might feel a little, like, heavy, of just, like, getting stressed out with all of these balls in the air that you're juggling, but it says, it will all work out in the perfect way. It's going to be rough starting, probably, or making that transition, or all the work you're going to have to put in to get it really going, but once you do, I think, it's going to be a really good thing for you. So let me just read a little bit of this here. The juggler is the master multitasker. He brings the skills, wisdom, and tricks you need to not only successfully bring to life all your current dreams and ideals, but to be open to even more flowing through you. How can you do this without getting overwhelmed? How can you do this without becoming drained or exhausted? How can you do this without getting stuck in fantasy and failing to really launch, ground, and build each idea in the physical world, going through the rigors of taking a dream and turning it into a reality? He has the inside track. He knows 3 tricks on how to make this work. So, this is first, if you are overwhelmed, you are letting yourself get ahead of yourself, allowing your mind to move too far into the future. Bring it back to now, to just what can be done now. Let tomorrow take care of itself. Secondly, prioritize. What do you need to do most today, and what can be left until later? And thirdly, remember that the divine circus is a trope, a group filled with solo performers, but it is with their efforts combined that magic is created. So ask for help, and remember that your individual success is actually part of the greater group success. The universe wants you to succeed. It will keep an eye on the pots in the boil whilst you stir the one that is bubbling over now. The juggler lets you know that you are going to manage all that is going on in your life if you remember to stay present and relax. Deal with what is immediately happening and not worry about any other distractions. The more you do this, the more your juggling skills will improve. You not only handle all that's currently going on, but when another opportunity heads your way, you'll add it to the mix with grace rather than ending up with egg all over your face. So there you go. I wasn't going to read it all, but it all seemed very relevant for you. So that's probably what this Nine of Swords is about. Because yeah, if you've got a lot of things going on, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and tired, and just don't be afraid to ask for help. And from what I see with the Lovers, the Emperor, and the Hierophant cards here as well, I think you have people that will be working with you or for you in this, that you can ask for help, and you should if you need to. And yes, just focus on the right now and the today, what needs to be done right now, and leave the rest until it needs to be dealt with. I think is very good advice, just in general. So, this next month might be very hectic for you, very busy. You might feel like a juggler, but I think in the end it's going to pay off very well for you. And another reason I think that is because your next oracle card is also number 30. So it's surrounded by prosperity. It says, your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. So yeah, I think with all this going on, I think it is going to bring you a lot of prosperity. It's going to be very successful, and it's going to be something that is just going to be very good for you. Your last oracle card I got is 32, total submersion. Don't be afraid to totally immerse yourself in a project, interest, or goal. Give it 100% of your energy, and you may find what your life has been lacking. So you can be a juggler and still totally give 100% to something, because when you juggle, you only have one, you're not focused on all of them at the exact same time. Like, you don't have to hold every single one the whole time. They're always moving and changing. So one day you'll have one thing you're totally 100%, and the next day it could be something else. But as long as you are, giving your focus into what you need to worry about that day and that time, and these things that you want to get started, I think you're going to find a lot of prosperity and happiness with it. I think your June is going to be very significant and very changing and shifting, probably a little hectic and busy, but I see it also bringing you a lot of great things. Now I am going to get you a message card or two. Just let me find the right ones here. Okay, I'm just gonna get you a couple little message cards here. Three, I need to know about this for June. And I'm gonna recommend you a song that I got right now. It's Imagine Dragons. Or no, it's not. Oh no, that's not. It's Mumford and Sons. I'm sorry. Mumford and Sons, Believe. Feels significant for you right now. I'll leave a link to a lyric video for that by your group time. And here goes your card. One more of these little ones I'm going to draw, and then we'll get you here. Group 3. Oh, that was a quick one. Okay, cool. Alright. Alright. So I just got you a couple affirmators cards and messages. One was for work-related, and one was creativity. So for the work one, we got respect. It says, I resist the urge to gossip and opt instead to speak well of my colleagues. Yeah, sometimes they're the worst, less than ideal, but that's their problem. So am I. And I would hope that they're extending the same respect to me. Doesn't it feel good to take the fat chance you think they've ever once in their life taken the high road? Okay, then your creativity one is for imperfection. Today I embrace the Japanese ideal of wabi-sabi. Hopefully I said that right. It's aka the perfection of the imperfection. And bless my messes, my mistakes, my oops, that was supposed to be a lion but looks like a drunken raccoon. A perfect plan can only be so interesting. So thanks, happy accidents, for shaking things up and leading me on unplanned adventures. I'll pay you 10% when my drunk raccoon stationery business takes off. I think that's also just part of the juggling kind of message too, is like, you're gonna be juggling a lot in June. Well, it's very possible and probable that something will get missed or a mistake will be made. Something will happen probably that won't be perfect, but you know, it's okay. It's alright for that to happen. We're human, and you know, things will either be made more interesting because of our mistakes, or we'll be able to correct them where they will not be, you know, all breaking and all ending kind of a problem. And then also just keep some respect going for your colleagues you have to work with, you know, or anybody in your life. Because it might be a month where maybe you'll be a little more on edge than usual. Maybe you'll feel prone to being a little more snappy or something than usual, but just remember, everybody's got a lot of things, and try not to take out anything on anyone, you know, who, especially when people don't deserve it, you know, just keep an eye on that for yourself as well. So, group 1, that is what I've got for you for June. I hope that any of this was helpful and hit home for you. If you would like to see any more readings from me in the future, you can subscribe. And just thank you for watching. Hopefully I will see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 2. You are here if you picked the Amethyst crystal, or if you picked from the cards here. This is your reading, Group 2. I've got Oracle and Tarot cards here. We're going to start with your 2 tarot decks. I originally asked for 4 cards each, but one of your decks wanted to give a little extra one, so I decided to take that and be okay with it. So I'm going to look and go over the tarot cards first, then we'll do the Oracle, and then I'll probably have some extra little message cards I'll draw for you at the end. So this is just about your June coming up, what you can expect in the next month, you know, any messages or, you know, anything you need to hear for June. So the first card I've got for you here, first tarot, is Justice. Right there. Okay, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Emperor. Got the Three of Wands. And we have the Lovers. It's funny, it's a lot of the same cards that was in Group 1, so I don't know if some of you also watched Group 1, but getting a very similar type of energy here. So for your second tarot deck, we've got the King of Cups. Now we've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Chariot. And the last card is the Emperor, once again. So the Emperor came up twice. That's a very important card for you guys. It could be that you are the Emperor in this, or the Emperor is playing a very important part in your June. Okay, so instead of just going over the tarot cards, I'm going to go ahead and get all the oracle cards out here too, to see what they're saying with all of this, because I don't have a clear picture yet, and I don't want to say anything until I have more of one. So I'll just go ahead and get all these cards out, and we'll see what I get here. Okay, so your first oracle card is number 21. It's the 12 Dancing Princesses. Enchantment. And we've got She Who Nurtures, Colette, Empathy, Gentleness, and Insight. And we've got Improving Health. And the last oracle card is number 5. It's Effervescence, Cultivate Love. Okay, I'll have to come back later to kind of finish this, because the rain has stopped for maybe 10 minutes and there's already people outside screaming bloody murder because of it, so I don't want to deal with that right now, so I'll come back when it's able to be quiet and I can do this. Okay. Okay, I'm back now. I'm sorry. I think the screaming from outside should be over. If not, it will be soon enough that I can just deal with it until then. It's been a few hours, so. And I also needed a little bit of time to kind of sit with this and make sure I was getting what I thought I was getting before I said anything. Because this reading is kind of, feels like a big thing, or maybe a sensitive subject for some people, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't reading it the wrong way. Emriel's also here, right out of camera, so she might move around, but I think she's okay where she is right now, so. So, the reason I wanted to get the oracle cards out as well, to make sure I was reading things correctly, is because when I just had the tarot cards out, these two cards, the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles, were, I don't know how to describe it because I don't want it to sound really outrageous, but they were like making themselves stick out for me. When I looked at the cards, those two were like clear and everything around it was kind of fuzzy. And then this one here, the King of Cups in this deck, also started to stand out. With a little bit of this one. It's hard to explain. Like these two became very prominent and like I focused on them and could see them, and then this one was coming up and then I got just a hint of this. And what it told me was, I think, especially for those of you watching that are in a relationship, I'm getting the sense that the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles are signifying you and that partner. If you're not in a relationship, this could be a significant partnership that's in your life, whether like it being a business partner or a close friend or a relative, or it could be like your parents, it could be your aunt and uncle, it could be something like that. Some significant relationship in your life are those two people. And the Emperor is in here twice, so I feel like the Emperor is probably you, but it doesn't have to be, but it feels like it is for me. And this relationship, it doesn't have to be like abusive or, you know, a horrible thing, torturing somebody, because I just want to clear that right now, because that's not what I'm saying about it. But from what I'm getting, this relationship between these two is going to be facing something in this next month that is going to make somebody in that relationship realize that this is not their true happiness. And for, I think, a lot of people, this King of Cups is actually like another person coming in that doesn't have to be like a cheating type of scenario. Because again, I don't want everyone watching to think, if you're in a relationship, that, oh, your significant other's cheating on you. Like, please don't take readings like that literally. It can be, like I said, any kind of relationship. It could also just be that maybe it's not the best relationship for both of you and somebody helps you to realize that. Just take what resonates, and if it doesn't, please don't take it absolutely literally. But this person is going to help whoever needs to realize it, that this relationship is not the best for you. Or it could be a situation where you need to get out. It could be either way. But if it is, you would probably already know that. But then the Five of Pentacles here also made itself a little obvious for me. And in this deck particularly, I get the feeling that somebody is going to be leaving. This situation that they're in, this relationship they're in, something about it is going to make them leave. And it could just be that they decide to go their separate ways and it's a mutual thing. It could be somebody breaking up. It could be somebody just taking off. Anything like that. But somebody will be leaving. And with this Chariot and the Three of Wands, for me it feels like for the person, probably the Emperor person, regardless of what part you play in the leaving or this King of Cups person, you are the one that's going to be taking off onto a journey with this Chariot and this Three of Wands. And it could be, you know, the new path of being single, or you figuring out what you need to do after this separation of people, or this separating of relationship, whatever it is for you. Something new is going to be beginning. And there's the Lover's card over here after the journey, and the Justice is dealt out for all of this situation. So I think on the other side of this, whether it is this King of Cups or somebody completely different you haven't even met yet, there is going to be a much more suitable partner, more worthy of whoever, of both sides that you're going to be meeting. It probably won't be in a month, but this feels like it's there to tell you that you're going to be in the lover situation where there's going to be a perfect balanced partnership. And again, that doesn't even have to be romantic. It could be, but it could also just be, you know, you finding a good balance or good partner, or somebody to help you feel like this happening isn't the worst thing that could have happened. It feels like it was a necessary step in a journey, and you found, you know, the one worthy of your rest of your life. And the reason I say that, not just because it's the Lover's card over there, but because of this card, and even this card, these two Oracle cards. Because with this 12 Dancing Princesses, the story for this card, which I didn't know the fairy tale until I read the book here, is a story of 12 daughters to a king that were locked in their room every night to keep them safe. But the father always found the princesses in the morning with shoes dirty and worn from dancing all night in a different, like, magical realm. So they were breaking the rules to have fun and live their lives as they wished somewhere else, because they were trapped and, you know, trapped in this duty of being a princess, of being, you know, basically kind of sold off to marry, to be mothers and have children and raise, you know, kings and future princes or whatever. But then the father, you know, puts out a ransom basically for any young man of the kingdom that can break this spell or whatever they were using to do that at night, to make his daughters, you know, be obedient. Whoever could do that would win their hand in marriage, like one of them at least. And most of them failed, but there was one that did figure it out, and he was able to, you know, win the hand of marriage in one of them. Something of that nature. I'm paraphrasing it shortly. But it's just like, let me just look at I got all the books open again. Yeah, it's about, I guess the lesson of it is like, for the princesses to give up this freedom and this, you know, fun thing they get to do to break the rules. The only thing that can break them from doing that is somebody worthy of their love coming in to change that for them. So, yeah, like they cannot break out of that until they find somebody worthy to break it for. And it says, and in fact, it can never truly be given up. That spell of freedom, the dance of the soul, it can never be given up. It is simply that at times we find one with whom we wish to dance during the day, as well as in our dreams at night. So, it's like instead of breaking the rules and doing what they weren't supposed to have fun at night, they find someone they want to dance during the day with, as well as in their dreams, you know. But the meaning with it is, you know, enchantment, deceit, secrecy. A time of freedom is coming to an end. Enjoying the last moments of a time of excitement and unusual activity. You will find a worthy partner. You move from group activities to close, loving partners. And transformation from youth to maturity. So that's why I got the feeling of it being like, you realize maybe things are better if you kind of go your separate ways, and you have down after that people that, or a person that is worthy of all of that being gone, and you know, your dream of what you always wanted that was more worthy of your time and devotion and love compared to maybe what you have now. And then with this oracle card, Effervescence, Cultivate Love. It says, be confident, optimistic, and joyful. If you have drawn this card at a time you are feeling lonely or disillusioned by love, it is a sign to cultivate love in other areas in order to infuse the arid part of your life with nourishing passion. The more love and joy you can feel in pursuits and aspects, the more this energy will flow into the areas that you feel are lacking. The maiden contemplates the beauty of her life. Her white dress denotes purity and simplicity. Its hem is dipped in violet, which confers spiritual enlightenment. She senses the sweet energy of love and optimism bubbling up and blooming. The green hues of spring and newness form a halo of light around her. She is growing. So there is going to be love in the future. There's going to be things that maybe you didn't think about before that could be so happy or fulfilling for you, or are going to be in the future. Or if you feel like after this, if somebody does leave, that, you know, you're just so down from it that you're like, well, love is dumb, like it just hurts. Just remember that, you know, it's not always true, you know, that's not always the case, and that love is what makes things grow everywhere. So just keep all that in mind as well. And then with this card we had the improving health, which I think is just tied into the whole thing of like, maybe you don't feel as great as you should in the situation you're in now. Maybe you don't even realize how much it is. Because I know personally, and it didn't have anything to do with a relationship, but just, I had horrible health, physically and mentally, for a long time. And when I got my physical health to be better, I was shocked at how bad it was until it stopped hurting so much. So I think you're going to have some improving health of some sort that will shock you at how great you can feel when everything stops hurting as much as it used to. And then we've got this last oracle card here. She Who Nurtures, Colette. And what I thought was funny when I drew her out of here, which I didn't say because I wanted to make sure, but just the jewel on her forehead is an amethyst, which is the crystal for you. And you know, that felt very significant as well. But Colette is all about nurturing and love, empathy, gentleness, and I'm just reading the book here real quick. It So it says the purple amethyst is a stone that promotes healing from grief as well as a sense of balance and peace. So like I said, like the separation is probably going to hurt, I'm sure, regardless of what situation it is. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna be grieving, you know, and that might be why the amethyst was the one that got picked for your group, or why you picked the amethyst. And a sense of balance and peace. And we've got the Justice card here for the balance and the improving health, you know. And then with it being on her forehead, it says it signifies the third eye chakra, the source of her insight and intuition. She instinctively knows what others are feeling, so she is able to nurture those who need her gift of empathy. The card brings a gentle message of hope and healing. When you are troubled, turn to those around you and let them see what you need. If you are lucky, you may encounter one of those rare souls who see at a glance exactly what you are experiencing. You will recognize the knowing souls like Colette by the empathetic depth in their eyes. Allow yourself to be nurtured back to health and happiness. And the questions that she asks are, when do I need to be more gentle with myself? Do I allow myself to be nurtured by others? And who can I share my gifts of empathy and insight with? So those are kind of the main cards I've got for you. I am going to get a little message here for you as well. My little affirmators cards. But yeah, this reading, that's why I said I wanted to wait to look at all the oracle cards, because when I saw that in the tarot, I didn't want to immediately say it, because I wanted to just completely verify that I was seeing what I thought I was, and just be confident about that, because, you know, I didn't want to say something that would alarm anyone. And, you know, I also, nobody likes to give any kind of reading that might say something that's not totally positive and uplifting. But, you know, I also am not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes or to lie or be falsely optimistic about everything. Like, every day and month is not gonna be the best month of your life. You know, sometimes things happen that maybe you prefer didn't, but change is hard and change is painful, but it's the only way things change, you know. Just getting you one more little affirmations card here, hopefully give you some kind of little helpful message, and then we'll wrap you up here. Okay, so the first one I got for you is warmth. I focus on warmth and let it guide all my interactions. No matter how others behave, I choose to respond warmly. With warmth, I can melt any icy exterior. I can soften any hard feelings. I can microwave any pizza. Today, I adopt the saying, kill them with kindness, and turn myself into a warm and loving serial killer. So don't forget that in June. You know, warmth. You don't have to force yourself to be happy, but don't forget your warmth. Don't forget the empathic people that can help you if you need it. And the last one I got is harmony. I know in my heart that when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Then I invite harmonious relationships into my life and let them show up on their own time. Easy breezy things are rarely punctual. Yeah, so there might be a little harmony that gets thrown off at first, but the harmony is coming, the warmth is coming. Good things will come back. Everything goes up and down. This month might just be more of a down for you, but I hope that you're able to see it for a bigger picture over some time once you've been able to grieve and really consider, what's all happened and be able to move forward. Maybe a little bit more knowledgeable with this reading. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and end this for you, Group 2. If you want to see any more readings from me in the future, you can subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. It's a little darker in here. I had to take a break for a couple hours because the rain stopped and the children all came out and started screaming outside. So I'm back now. It's darker and stopped raining. And I've got your reading here, Group 3. You're here if you chose this dark little smooth crystal that I'm not sure what it is, but I like it. My cat loves it, so whatever it is, it's for you, Group 3. Emerald will also be joining us because she's decided, she can't possibly let me do anything on my own here, which is fine with me. So I've got your tarot cards here, and these are your oracle cards. And if I feel the need to pull anything extra, I will pull at least 1 or 2 message cards for you at the end as well, but we're going to go over all these first. This reading is just for June, for the next month coming up, just to see kind of what you can expect, what might happen, any messages for you, things like that. So we're going to go over the tarot cards here first, and then we'll go to the oracle after I kind of looked at everything. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, all these groups have been extremely similar so far with their tarot cards, and it's really funny. As I've used different tarot decks for every group. But first tarot card, the 3 of Wands. And then we've got the Emperor. Kitty. We've got Justice. Okay, kitty. And then we've got the Queen of Coins, which were all in the last group as well. So I don't know if some people are watching all the groups, or if just people from Group 2 that came here, or just Group 1, but all these cards are just the same. Okay, the next tarot card I got is Temperance. Then we have the Daughter of Grails, the Lord of Knives, and last tarot card, I've got the Sun. So these were all very different. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so most likely one of these Hoots cards is representing you in this reading. And then probably at least one other person involved in this month coming up. We got Temperance and Justice both here, which are both kind of about balance. Justice is more of like the karma kind of balance. And Temperance is kind of more of like balance yourself, because there might be something in your life that's kind of in excess that maybe you need to kind of pull back on. But it's so many just like court cards and major arcana that like the only cards that's not a court or major is the 3 of Wands, So I think this month of June for you that I'm seeing, this Three of Wands being the only card that's not, like I said, like not a court or a major arcana card. I think there's something that you have started recently that you're going to try to open up about with other people, or try to seek help for, or start to maybe open up to other people about and get like notes and collaborations. And I think that's going to be the main focus of your June. And the reason like the Justice card and Temperance card are there, or maybe like because people are going to be giving you a lot of feedback about that, and you're going to be kind of working on what needs to be like balanced out or pulled back on or given more for this project, or whatever you need to be working on that you'll be sharing. With it being the Queen of Coins, the Lord of Knives, and the Daughter of Grails, it seems like you're going to be asking very different people with very different views or strengths about it to get all their opinion, to kind of get a good mix of input to give you the best kind of rounded vision of what you need to do. And then with this Sun card in here, it seems like all of that is going to really pay off to kind of benefit what you're doing. And I think a lot of the advice is going to be really good. It's going to be helpful, and I think you're going to take it to heart. Because that Sun is just, positivity, growth, and happiness, and good things. Because you're asking people, I think, that are going to have a very good way to help you. Like, right, okay, so let's look at your oracle cards now. Alright, so your first oracle card is a number 20, and it says family and tribe. So I'll need to see exactly what the book says about that card, but to me that feels like a lot of these people you're going to be talking to, they're going to be offering their input and their advice, are probably part of your family, or, your people that family doesn't have to be just relatives. Family is whoever you consider your family, it can be friends, coworkers, relatives, whatever, a mix, So I think they're going to be playing a major role as well in your June. And we also have Jack-o'-lantern with protection. So I don't think any of these people are looking to give you bad advice. Like I said, it all feels very positive and helpful, and you're going to take it very well. Like, nobody's going to be trying to sabotage anything. And if you are talking to your family and tribe, like, it probably would be safe and protected for you to do that. The next card I got is number 43, and it is Man Holding a Coin. So somebody related to finances or work is going to have a major part in this. So that could be somebody involved in this, giving you advice, or whether it's somebody involved in the whole project. Man holding a coin is going to be very significant about it. And then the next card, number 14, is compassion, empathy, simpatico, and kindness. And the last card, number 1 of this deck, eternal youth, energy, newness, and vitality. So yes, whatever this project is, or this whatever the Three of Wands is talking about for you is going to be, I think, what your whole month of June is going to be really on and about. And the people involved with helping you with it are also going to be a huge player in your June. And I do think they're going to be very helpful and significant for it. But I'm just looking up this first card in the book real quick. And the first thing it said on top is to be very discerning with other people's opinions. Become aware of how the beliefs of your family and tribe are influencing you. What did you learn about relationships, money, and opportunities when you were younger? This card asks you to examine your loyalties, family beliefs, superstitions, and rituals that have power over you. Let go of anything that is not serving you. You are also being asked to face your fears of being different and embrace your uniqueness, even if others don't understand or approve of your actions. So yes, I think the people you pick to give you advice and insight are good choices. There could be people, maybe that are relatives or in your family, that you don't particularly trust their opinion of this issue or project, and maybe they try to insert their opinion anyway, but you just have to be very clear, either with them or in your own mind, of like, I appreciate you wanting to help, but I want to go a different direction than that. But thank you for the advice. I understand, where you're coming from, but I'm going to do something else. There might be some of that happening as well. So just be ready for that and be able to stand your ground with it, because this is your thing. Whoever this person is not the one, running it or holding it as their baby. Like, it feels like this is yours. So don't let somebody use you. Alright, so then with Jack-o'-lantern, it says, oh Jack, let me carve my protection. Shine your fire outwards, evil rejection and reflection. So jack-o'-lanterns originally were called will-o'-the-wisp, apparently, as an old British term. And the will-o'-the-wisp was a small bundle of sticks used as a flame or torch. The Celts, the Irish, and those living in the Scottish Highlands all carved winter vegetables, not just pumpkins, but also parsnips, carrots, or beets. The time around Samhain, Halloween, was of course when the Fae and goblins were said to be roaming wild, and so the lanterns were intended to be both scary, scaring off the undesirable, and to light the way in the dark. So now it's just kind of, an art thing to do and an icon of Halloween. Know that you are protected, that you are capable of creating the life that you want, and that the universe supports you in this should Jack shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones. So there you go. I feel like that's perfectly off of that one. There will probably be some people who feel like they are entitled to give you their opinion and that you have to take it, or that they know more than you about something like involving this. And it's okay to be like, I understand where you're coming from, but frankly, this isn't about you. I need you to not, overstep your line here. Like, that feels perfectly acceptable to me to say. So again, just be ready to have to do that. For these two here, let me get out my books. Or book, they're from the same deck. Oh gosh. I hope you can't hear my stomach. It's very upset with me tonight for some reason, so it's making lots of noise. Alright, so first card was Compassion. And I'm going to give you a song recommendation, because with what I've been saying about these, it feels significant. Sarah Bareilles, King of Anything. Feels significant for you. I'll leave a link to a lyric video for that in the description by your time. Okay, so for the Compassion card, it says, when this card appears, Know that even the unlikeliest hearts hold compassion, and sometimes they cannot bear the suffering about them any more than you can. And they become an ally, comforting those who have fallen, who are unable to rise and take steps towards the rebirth of their own life. This deep compassion means that they will refuse to take comfort or exit their lives of hardship, because they know that where they are, they can do most good. There is much good within us, and so much good within you. If you have fallen, you will be caught up in strong arms and helped and tenderly nurtured. You will be treated with respect, although at this time you may be unconscious of this fact. And the one who will gather you up when you have unraveled, when you are fallen, is not the one who you thought would come to your aid. So that kind of feels like maybe a little side message, but also important. Maybe through this month you do get a little overwhelmed or stressed out about something, or you're just looking for somebody to maybe help you, and whoever it is that does come for that aid to you is maybe going to be surprising. So just keep that in mind. Keep an open mind to someone offering you help. And the last card here we've got is the Eternal Youth. Energy, newness, and vitality. This card says, be aware, the enemies of your wellness and youthfulness, which have nothing to do with venerated age, are a disengaged mind, body, heart, and soul. Gather up your determination and do not atrophy. You can be eternally youthful by caring for yourself. This does not mean attempting to reverse aging. It means embracing life. It means exploring the potential of your body and what it can do. It means doing what you love, not necessarily what is age appropriate. It means having an attitude of joyful investigation into life. It means we see again and again that those with curiosity for adventure and renewal are those who are youthful, even into their most vintage of years. Do not waste your human youth. Do not waste any of this blessed life you have been given. Okay, so that card, both of these I feel like are kind of more of a little side message for you in relation to this, but these feel more directed straight to you, of being like, hey, take care of yourself as well. With all this going on and all these other people that you're probably going to be getting a lot of input from, maybe some people that are trying to insert themselves into somewhere they don't belong, conversation-wise or business-wise, might be a lot for you to deal with. And these cards are saying, hey, look after yourself, try to let yourself relax, keep youthful energy, do things you love, even if it feels silly. You might like a movie that some people say is for kids, but you still find it entertaining. Like, watch that movie, read whatever book you want to read, even if people think it's dumb. Color with crayons if you want to, even if you're, well into your adult age. Like, who cares? Like, enjoy your life, do what you enjoy, especially if you get stressed out or upset, or you just need to do something fun. Just have fun, and know that somebody is going to be offering you compassion and help and lifting you up when you least expect it, and from someone you probably least expect as well. So remember that as well. Don't immediately turn them away. Give them a chance to help you, and keep an eye on yourself, I guess is what I mean. Alright, now I'm going to get some message cards for you. I'm going to get you a couple affirmators cards here to end with. Alright, this is for group 3. What do they need to hear? One more for group 3. What do they need to hear? So I got 2 message cards for you for June. First one is take a walk. It says, Yoo-hoo! If you've drawn this card, your muses are gently and sweetly screaming at you to put down whatever it is you're working on. That's right, it's okay. Set it down and slowly back away. Get yourself outside for a stroll. Wandering legs produce a wandering mind, which, as it turns out, can actually be great for wandering out of whatever mental mud you're stuck in. So put on your jauntiest cap and jauntily jaunt the heck out of here. Could be that the tiny creative spark you've been missing has been hiding out on the other side of your wall of bulletin boards. That kind of feels like that eternal youth as well. It's like, you know, it doesn't have to be a youthful thing to go take a walk, but like, you might be stuck in the mindset of like, you know, I'm an adult, I can work, I just gotta stick my head down and do it. When maybe you just need to go outside and take a walk. Go outside, breathe some air, you know, enjoy the plant life around you, go to watch a dog park, or, you know, watch some animals play, or if you have a dog, take them out for a walk. Just go let your mind, you know, wander, and let yourself just kind of wander as you please and see what kind of comes out of it, because it can be helpful for creative things to crop up. So your other message says showing up. I promise to show up every day, if only for 5 minutes, and try. When I clear 5 minutes and pick up my pencil, paintbrush, piccolo, whatever, I'm showing and telling myself that my creative spirit matters. I'm sitting down with an open ear and whispering to inspiration, hey friend, what's up? Anything you want to say to me today? So this could be unrelated also to that big project. Maybe there's just some other little, like, creative thing, or little passion thing, or hobby thing you like to do on the side that gets forgotten about, and that could be part of the eternal youth as well. Maybe it's a silly hobby, or you think it's silly because other people have told you that they're just like, well, you still do that silly little thing, like, haven't you gotten more serious with your work? Like, stop being like just focus on your work. You know, you can take 5 minutes to just be like, whatever your thing is you like to do for fun, this creative little thing, just kind of spend 5 minutes trying to do that and see what happens. Maybe think about doing that when you're on a walk, if that's possible. Like, you know, it's like you're going to have a lot of focus on whatever this project or work thing is, in collaboration with other people for a lot of June, I think. But don't forget about yourself, your fun side, your youth side that's saying, hey, I want to have fun too, don't forget about me. Like, it doesn't have to take over your month, but just don't forget to slice out a little bit of it for yourself for the next month. So that way you can have a little more fun, you know. Maybe de-stress a little bit, whatever it is. So that's what I've got for you, Group 3, for June. If you like this reading and want to see any more from me in the future, you can subscribe. I don't know how frequently I'm going to do this right now, but I'm hoping in the near future I can try to get everything kind of working again. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and I hope I will see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.